Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is The Elephant Man. This is my first David Lynch film. Not for lack of trying, I've been trying to react to Eraserhead for the longest time. I just can't find anywhere to actually watch it. Like even Sailing the Seven Seas, I can't find it. So that is something I want to react to. It's something I've been planning to react to for a long time, and just getting my hands on somewhere, being able to watch it, not having a Blu-ray or DVD player here. I'm struggling, but The Elephant Man, I know this is, it's in the title. It's a guy with elephantitis. Dealing with that, obviously, I'm imagining he's going to go into body issues, self-identity, that kind of themes. And I do know David Lynch films, they can be weird, they can be strange. I don't know how much of that to expect here, but I'm excited. So before we jump into this, be sure to check out the Patreon page. This video was actually a top tier, diamond tier request. On the diamond tier, once a month, you can choose a movie and I'm guaranteed to do a reaction to it. And on the other tiers, we have 1 week early access, polls, so you can vote for what's next, and some full length reactions as well. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Like the framing of that. Just a little more easier to look at. Noticing the use of sound, there's a lot of using like the two different channels, like the water dropping there is only in my right ear and there's other things that are only in my left. They're doing that a lot.
Are you the proprietor?
And who might you be, sir?
Just one of the curious. I'd like to see it.
So, yeah, referring to him as it.
The proprietor.
Handsomely, who sent you?
Beg your pardon?
Never mind.
Yeah, enough money will get you in anywhere.
I'm the owner.
Owner? Could he try and buy him out, buy his freedom? Yeah, I've kept it a mystery if it was like they're kind of hyping up the reveal.
Life!
Putting, yeah, giving his full performance goes along with it.
In the 4th month of her maternal condition by an elephant, a wild.
Oh, so they do actually believe he's half man, half elephant.
African Isle.
Oh, I guess a lot of people from coming in, yeah. I was thinking he was locking him inside for some reason.
I'll leave the questions to later. All right?
Yeah, he's just completely unresponsive, isn't he?
Thomas, Miss Rogers.
I mean, he's being paraded around again. Is this much different than before? To him, it's just another new audience.
He never mentioned his mental state.
Oh, he's an imbecile, probably from birth. Man's a complete idiot.
It's hard to get a grasp of his mental state because he's so unresponsive to everything. But like, is he just unresponsive to everything because of the conditions in which he was brought up?
How can I eat with a noise like that?
Of course, yeah. He abuses and beats him. Oh yeah, he doesn't know who it actually is. Yeah, it's all just causing more of a scene, isn't it? Oh yeah, there's Queen Victoria. I was thinking, like, trying to figure out what kind of time period this is. So he has to sleep in that upright position, wow. We're seeing much more of him now as well. Yeah, how can you sleep without going off every hour? Yeah, these other random people are gonna come and find him. That's his mother? Okay, yeah, we saw that right at the start. Is this a security guard this guy's supposed to be? He's just got free reign. Yeah. It seems he has always had the capability to talk. He's moved on quite well here.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
Good. Good.
Would you feel safe speaking around other people? It's only Treves that he's talked to so far, who's shown him kindness so far.
My name is Tom Merrick. I'm very pleased to meet you. I'm very pleased to meet you.
Does he know what a handshake even is? Yeah. Yeah, difficult to communicate.
Not better than what I used to.
Yes, and what was that?
Potatoes.
That you've been flogged.
Only potatoes before now.
How do you find Mr. Treves? As a teacher, I mean.
Oh, he's got a tear. Yeah, he knows it's all planned, but there's so many things you need to teach him. Social cues and so much.
Through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Thing is, he does understand.
Cargon.
Is there something more with the children? There was a bit of a look there when he asked where the children were, and he just said they're out with friends. As he lost them, and John Merrick's actually acting as almost like a surrogate, filling that role.
It's been a great disappointment.
Nah.
No son as loving as you could ever be a disappointment.
Yeah, mothers always love their sons.
I could find her, so she could see me. We're such lovely friends.
Yeah, I can't find her. For some reason, I assumed she was dead. Yeah, it's just too sad for her.
I wish I could sleep. Like
It's such a simple thing. Sleeping like a normal person.
No, we can care for you, but we can't cure you.
There must be some surgery they can do on him, maybe around his mouth, allow him to speak better. I don't know. Obviously, you can't fully cure him, but they can treat and alleviate some of the growths and things, perhaps.
Good day, Mr. Merrick.
good day.
I brought you some things. I hope you like them.
Another woman treating him nicely, yeah.
Imagination.
Yeah, he has to create the rest of it. You can only see the spire.
Beautiful.
You've never been?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, Mr. Merrick.
It seems like something he'd enjoy.
Beautiful place on earth. Of course, I am a bit partial. Yes.
If he likes reading and literature.
Ooh, Romeo and Juliet. Yes, I've heard of this. By
So,
Armenian Tan.
yeah, a lot more to do with romance there. Her saying theatre is romance, reading Romeo and Juliet. I was thinking earlier, would he develop a crush on that one nurse that there's been a bit of a focus on? Because obviously it's someone who he's seeing quite regularly and is treating him with kindness.
You're not an elephant man at all.
Yeah, he's quite a gentleman.
You're Romeo.
Another tear.
Okay.
Even more people meeting him. He does kind of fit in because he's an intellectual himself. I was thinking, would she invite him along to see a production of anything?
Naturally, some people do find my appearance disturbing.
Yeah, they're not quite as accepting. She's still nervous around him.
I saw the expression on their faces. They didn't hide their disgust. They don't care anything about John. They only want to impress their friends.
Yeah, it's all just a status symbol. Oh yeah, I've gone to visit him too.
Showed much loving kindness when he first arrived, did you?
I bathed him. I fed him and I cleaned up after him, didn't I?
We haven't followed the other subplot of the other guy selling him off and, you know, acting as the new carnival guy, basically.
If you ask my opinion, he's only being stared at all over again.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the same again. He's just ended up in a newer circus with a different clientele. Nighttime, he fears the nighttime. Okay, back to the mother being attacked. I'm assuming this is all a nightmare of his. Oh, the mirror. Yeah, he's never seen himself, has he? They brought a mirror along. Being beat as well, yeah.
I've been thinking about Mr. Bites.
What on earth made you think of him?
Well, I'm beginning to believe that Mr. Bites and I are very much alike.
Yeah. Realise they're two sides of the same, or they reflect each other in certain ways.
Curiosity all over again, doesn't it? I mean, this time in a hospital rather than...
I think he's different though. He's treating him with kindness. He needs to be maybe more careful of who he allows near, what their interests are, but yeah. Okay, maybe he royal decree, they can't get rid of him.
I would very much like to commend you for the charitable face you have shown Mr. John Merrick, the Elephant Man.
He said he'd be unwavering, but if the Queen's the other side...
I'm sure I can count on you gentlemen to do the Christian thing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, take care of one another.
This morning, the governing committee unanimously voted that you should be provided with these rooms on a permanent basis. This is your home now.
And he's got his photos above the mantelpiece, yeah.
Is my home?
Yes, there's just one other thing.
A housewarming gift.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Oh.
Oh, yeah, he called them my friends as well. In his robe, yeah, he had a ring as well. Oh, yeah, speak. They must know who he is. They must have heard the stories. I think that's him. That's the Elephant Man.
Does Mrs. Kendall know that John is dying?
John is dying.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, she knows.
I thought he was just getting worse because of his treatment, but he's just getting worse in general.
Well, you will not look out of place. You look absolutely splendid.
Shall we go?
Are they off to the play? Off to the theatre?
My life is full. Could I know that I am loved?
Hmm.
I could not say that were it not for you.
Yeah. He's treated him with love and kindness.
Dedicate with all their hearts tonight's performance to Mr. John Merrick.
There's someone else calling him a friend as well, because it's always him saying my friend. He's being seen with admiration. Go ahead, keeps going, yeah.
Then we must go again some evening.
Oh, I hoped.
And he's rebuilt his model as well. I'm waiting for him to say my friend as well back. Has he been outside and seen more of the cathedral, or is it all still imagination? Oh, it's complete. How long does he have left? Because they said he was dying. Yeah, is he just going to sleep like a normal person and accept it? Go out happy? Because he feels like a real person now as well. Oh, sleeping with the window open, yeah, he feels so safe now as well. That was the window people used to, you know, gawk at him through.
Never.
Moving through the stars.
Nothing will die.
Wow. Okay, so that was The Elephant Man. I really love that. Very emotional, hard-hitting story. You know, I wasn't like in tears. I managed to keep my composure, but there was a lot of really hard-hitting stuff there. And it's quite a I don't know if to say optimistic, but it shows kind of the goodness of humanity. Of course, it shows the other end of that spectrum as well, because you need the contrast, but I feel like it is a really positive film, and even though the ending is quite tragic, he goes out happy, you know. He feels fulfilled, he's finished his model, he's gone to the theatre when the whole crowd was like cheering him on. That was amazing. You know, he himself feels fulfilled, he's got his friendships, and he feels complete, and I guess that's why he decides to accept it. And I am assuming he knew he was like already on the way out. That did catch me a little by surprise when they said that, because I thought, you know, his condition was just worsening because of his treatment under bites when he was over in France, but it seems like it was actually just, you know, everything's taken a toll on his body, and he wasn't going to last much longer. I assume he knew that, so accepted it. Yeah. And also the film maybe wasn't quite as weird as I was expecting, knowing it was David Lynch. I've kind of heard a bit of a reputation from him that some of his films can be kind of difficult to get into, or maybe for more general audiences a bit more difficult to get into. But this one, it was actually quite straightforward, apart from maybe like a little bit of imagery here and there where it kind of hard cuts, like at the start with the elephants, and it's all very dreamlike, and we had a bit of John's dreams when he was kind of having that nightmare, and there's some imagery, and like right at the end I wasn't quite sure what to make of right at the end when we're suddenly seeing some stars and the stars are fading out and we had the woman there. I was like, okay, you know, it's not like super weird, but I don't, you know, it's just there, you know, seeing the stars. Being in the stars is very much imagery of like being up in heaven, you know, you're in the stars, you're with the stars now. So I guess it's just more hammering home, you know, that he's dying there. Be sure to keep an eye on the community page on the YouTube channel, because over there I usually announce what films I'm going to be watching, so you guys can leave your comments and contribute to this discussion at the end of the film. So got a comment here: people are frightened by what they don't understand. Another film that showcases the good, the bad and the ugly sides of humanity. The late John Hurt delivers a masterful performance as John Merrick, pulling off the remarkable feat of outshining Anthony Hopkins, to act through all of the makeup and still move an audience to tears. I'm not an animal, I'm a human being. Best actor nomination of 1981. Yeah, I mean, definitely deserves the nomination, and yeah, to be able to do all that through the makeup, of course, you know, it affects your speech. I mean, you know, John himself, he didn't speak like a normal person would because of his condition, but you know, it does affect your performance. I did notice like maybe a little less makeup around the eyes, so you can really get to see the eyes because they're so expressive, you know, that's where you can connect. And a lot of the stuff he has to do just like through his body language as well. Putting these like limitations on actors can really make them shine when, yeah, they have to use their body language and just their eyes, just certain things, you know, putting the constraints on them can really make other aspects of their performances shine, can't it? Hopkins' performance as Trees breaks through not in the moments he shares with her, because her overshadows, but in the relatively quiet moments which reflect upon his own motivation for helping John so fiercely. Clearly it wasn't entirely selfless. It was only in the final moments of the film that his conscience was put at ease by Merrick's heartfelt word of gratitude, and the way he kept calling him my friend. Yeah, I was hoping that Treves would call him my friend back, because I don't know if anyone did, but it's still a great moment. And yeah, Treves contemplating, you know, his role in it. I feel like he's better than Bites because it's not as exploitative, but there are some aspects that definitely mirror each other. The way he's kind of showing him off to his like fellow colleagues, and especially like kind of later on when it becomes a kind of status symbol by high society to go and visit John. It, you know, that bit is a bit iffy. Like, at first it was okay with Mrs. Kendrick, was it, who came in and, you know, gave him the copy of Romeo and Juliet and the photo, but because of her influence, it became just a bit of a trend afterwards, and those people weren't really there for him, even though he was trying to connect with them. You could see they still had that nervousness. But anyway, yeah, Treves, there might have been like a bit of ego thing at first, thinking, oh, if I can fix him, I wonder if I can fix him, you know, putting his skills as a doctor to the test as well. And obviously that doesn't really play a part. There isn't actually any surgery to remove anything, or there's nothing like that here. It's all just more emotional healing and letting John live his life. But yeah, I think he was different though, because it's not nearly as exploitative. And he is helping, even if you're helping someone because of your own ego, you're still helping them. The outcome is still the same. There's still like a good thing that's happened there. I think there was aspects of selflessness to it. I think, yeah, he does like constantly question himself, and that's a good thing. Him questioning his own motivations, you know, that is a good thing, that he has the self-reflection to be able to do that. When the 53rd Annual Academy Awards were announced, the nominees, yeah, they were appalled that it wasn't going to be honoured for his makeup effects, and there wasn't a category at the time, okay? And this kind of led to the creation of the category. I definitely think it deserves it, you know. Obviously, there's all of the prosthetics that go along with it, and I was also wondering, yeah, with some of the other circus people, you know, yeah, I did mention it in the reaction. You had the little people. Obviously, you have to hire actual little people for that. You could, maybe they could have faked it some way, but it's probably easier just to hire actual little people. Then you had the person where they have that condition where they have just like hair all over, like body hair. I wonder if that was makeup, or if that was someone actually, they just cast someone with that condition, because it's only a small role anyway. And not just the makeup on John himself, but I think, you know, the kind of styling of the time as well, building this 1850s London, that's something to admire as well. The kind of atmosphere they create with it too. And then another part of the comment was, what do you think of the story being in black and white? And I thought like that kind of plays into it, because it's old-timey, you go black and white to represent that. I think it almost adds a little bit of timelessness to it, because I didn't realise at first this was the 80s. Like, I'd heard of the Elephant Man and maybe seen like photos black and white and assumed it was older than the 80s, not knowing like when it came out, of course. And then finding out, you're like, oh, okay, so yeah, an intentional choice. And I think when you create something in a past style, it kind of counterintuitively gives it, yeah, a bit of timelessness. I know that's something they went for with the Holdovers that released earlier last year, where they went for like a 70s look. When you like emulate these old styles, yeah, it does give it a little bit of timelessness in a way. And I imagine black and white maybe did make it a little easier with the makeup looks, because you don't have, you know, color to deal with as well. There's things you can maybe hide a bit better. It's just one other kind of aspect, one other condition you can strip away from the film, and it gives it a bit of intentionality as well. This scene was devastating as it hit me personally. My own mother never understood or fully accepted my sexuality. John saying it must have been a disappointment to her. Mr. Treves saying, no, Merrick, no. No son as loving as you could ever be a disappointment. If only I could find her so she could see me with such lovely friends here now. Perhaps she could love me as I am. I've tried so hard to be good. Yeah, that is one thing I thought maybe would come up more, was the mother. They never really confirmed the status of the mother. For some reason, I assumed she was dead. But if she was alive, I thought that might have been a plot point of Lim finding the mother and having them reunite, and perhaps the mother apologising for abandoning him, or, you know, something along those lines. I am a little surprised that didn't come back up, but part of that that's so devastating is John saying he's tried so hard to be good, as if he's actually ever done anything wrong. What has he done wrong? What mistake has he made? He was just born this way, wasn't he? What guilt is he supposed to have? There's nothing there. There's nothing that he's done wrong. And then the last bit of it being a true story, but a lot of the things never actually happened. He wasn't treated that badly, and the bit with the night staff wasn't actually fully what happened. So I think, you know, is classic artistic liberty is based on true events, but some things you stretch them and you add things to make it a better story that hammers the point home even stronger. I mean, like, if they stuck true to John Merrick's actual life, it'd be a pretty boring movie. It'd just be him in a hospital most of the time, wouldn't it? Them adding these events, you know, they add drama, they add intrigue, and although they might not have happened, it just solidifies the point even more, doesn't it? Then another one, I hope you react to all of David Lynch's filmography. He's probably one of my top 3 favourite directors of all time. I do want to do some more. As I said, I struggled a bit to find Eraserhead. If anyone knows where I can watch Eraserhead in the UK especially, let me know, because that is something I want to react to. And then recently, the last video I put up as of recording this was Dune, and obviously there's David Lynch's Dune, which is adapting the whole book. That's something I'd be interested in checking out. I don't know if I'd do a reaction to it, but because I already know all the story, maybe I would. But it's definitely interesting to me to see, you know, how the adaptation changes between the two, what they keep, what they omit, you know, how the kind of pacing and structure of that works. And I know there's Twin Peaks as well, TV show, which another one, you know, there's a few prestigious directors who have done like 1 or 2 TV shows that I'm interested in. Same with Spielberg doing Band of Brothers as well. So something I'd have to check out eventually. It's like only 2 seasons and then a film, I think, for Twin Peaks. That's relatively manageable. And I know Band of Brothers is only like a mini series. Is it only 6 episodes? Maybe, pretty sure. I got a lot of recommendations after doing Saving Private Ryan. Okay, so I think that's everything. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date on all future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later.